Hey! So today's video is one that I am super excited about. It's one I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now that Ben, I guess by the time I post this video, will have just turned one, I thought it was a perfect time to do it. So I wanted to share Ben's birth story. So I had preterm contractions and all of that. So if you followed along with me for any period of time, you probably saw that. And so the fact that I made it past 38 weeks, I was super excited about, and it was awesome. I woke up the morning that I hit 38 weeks in 2 days. I woke up at 2:30 in the morning because I had to pee, and I felt a little gush when I stood up, and I was like, was that what I think it was? Was that my water? So I went to the bathroom and checked, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So I thought to myself, I'll just go back to bed because I'm obviously going to have a really long day. I need to, have extra energy, and I'll wait till Austin's alarm goes off at 4. So I went back to bed and of course did not fall asleep. And when his alarm went off, I told him, hey, you're not going to work today. I'm pretty sure my water broke and we're going to have a baby. And he was laughing and wondering how I was so calm, but because of all the preparation and the baby books and the baby birthing class that we'd taken, I was feeling pretty prepared, and I was, like I said, I was glad we'd made it to that point. So I was like, hey, we made it past 38 weeks, kid, you can come whenever you want. So we got up, got ready, everything, and I think like 5:30ish we went to the hospital. We did get pulled over on the way, which I feel like is kind of cliche. He didn't give us a ticket though, which was very nice of him. So we got to the hospital, they checked me, they said, yep, that was your water. So I think a little after 7 we called our families and let them know. But up to this point I still hadn't really had any contractions, which is funny considering how many I'd had before that. But I wasn't having any contractions. I didn't feel like I was in labor at all. So we told them no rush, but we're here. So our family started showing up at the hospital. We really wanted my mom and sister and Austin's mom to be there because we wanted them in the room when Ben was born. So they all got there, nothing was happening. Austin and I were walking around. My midwife knew that I wanted to do an unmedicated birth, and so she was doing really good to try and have us do some natural techniques to get things going, like pumping and taking a hot shower with the water on your chest. I was using my essential oils, my jasmine and my clary sage on your ankles, which can promote or support contractions. And we were hanging out there for hours. It was like 10, 12 hours, I don't know, and nothing was really happening. And so they don't like you to be in labor for too long once your water's broken because they don't want you and the baby to get an infection. And so we talked about it, and I decided I was okay with trying a really low dose of Pitocin. So they started me on the lowest dose that you can do. It didn't really do a lot. They maybe started to get a little more consistent, but it really wasn't doing anything. So my midwife talked about how, which I didn't know this until then, sometimes you have 2 bags of water. You have a hind bag and a fore bag. And sometimes one of them breaks and one of them doesn't. And the one that breaks isn't the one that's like around the baby. Sometimes it doesn't jumpstart labor, which is what had happened with me. So I told her, yeah, let's check and let's see if there's something for you to break. And if there is, I'd rather do that than have to up the Pitocin to, get things going. So she checked. I did have that second bag of water. She broke it. It was a very different experience than my 2:30 experience. There was a lot more, and it lasted for a lot longer, but it really got labor going. So after that, I labored on the bed on my left side for just a little bit. I got on my yoga ball and I labored there. My support team was awesome. They were all doing so good, giving me counter pressure, which is life-changing. They were, feeding me ice chips and Jello, and they had the little wash rag on my forehead and on my neck and all that stuff, and they were taking awesome care of me. My midwife decided she needed to go to another hospital to check on a patient, and because I had been there for so long, she didn't figure there was any rush. So she went to do that. I had an awesome nurse that morning and then an awesome nurse taking care of me then. And things were just going really good. I was able to just get in my zone and stay focused. I had my calming essential oils diffusing in the room, which was great. And then I just had the most awesome people there with me. So the counter pressure made a huge difference, and I was just laboring, and I was really trying hard to do the low birthing sounds. If you take a birthing class, they'll talk about that. You do the low sounds to keep everything just kind of open. If you do like the high squeaky sounds, it pinches everything off, and it just oh, my necklace is there. So it pinches everything off, and that's not what you want, obviously. If you're having a baby, you want everything to just be loose and open and just let the baby make their way down. So everything was going really good there, and I decided I wanted to get in the tub, which at the hospital I couldn't give birth in the tub, but I got in there to help with my labor, and it was awesome. The warm water felt so good. So in between contractions I could just like relax and kind of sink down into the water, and it felt so good on my lower back. And Austin, the spray, the head of the shower, he would take it and spray on my back, which felt so nice and relaxing, and then I could roll up onto my knees, and he could do counter pressure whenever I had a contraction. So he was doing that. My sister was in there breathing with me to help me stay focused and breathing correctly, because it really is way more helpful than I imagined to breathe correctly during labor. It helps so much. So she was doing really good helping me concentrate on that. And as I was in the tub, I had a contraction where I was breathing through it, and then like halfway through I heard myself go, "Huh," and I was like, "Oh." So as soon as it got over, I looked up and I was like, I think I'm pushing. And so my sister ran and grabbed my nurse. She came back in, checked me, and she was like, "Yes, you are dilated to a 10 and he is coming." And she was like, "Can you get out of the tub?" And so I was like, "Yeah, if we hurry." So they all helped me. They got me to the bed. And in my birth plan, I'd been very specific that I did not want to give birth on my back. I didn't want anybody counting and telling me like, push till the count of 10 or push now or any of that stuff. So they were really good. I laid on my left side and they just kind of supported my leg when the time was needed for that. But they let me stay on my side, which was really good. My sister was awesome and reminded them that I didn't want anybody talking to me through pushing. I just wanted to do my thing. And it's called breathing your baby down, where which is what I was doing, where you don't push, you don't like and try and push your baby out, which if you feel like you need to push, that's totally fine. But so I wasn't doing that, and since I wasn't pushing, I obviously wasn't going to be holding it till I count of 10. I was just letting my body do whatever it was doing. And so they were awesome. They were all just kind of like tickling my arms and legs, which is awesome. It gets your endorphins going, which is a really good natural pain reliever. So they were awesome doing that. All my family that was in there with me. And once I got to the bed, I only had 3 or 4 contractions. And by the time I got to the bed, almost every single contraction was him crowning and getting ready to come out. And I was actually breathing to kind of slow things down. And so we got to that point, and my mother-in-law told my husband to come down and see what was going on. She didn't want him to miss it. And so he came down, and I was so focused. I didn't really know what was going on around me. I wasn't paying attention to any of that. But obviously I knew it was almost time. And so like I said, it was only 3 or 4 contractions after I made it to the bed before he was born. And it was awesome. They put him right up on my chest, and I got that immediate skin-to-skin contact, which was amazing. And Austin and my mom and his mom and my sister all got to be there with us and see Ben be born. And even though everything that morning hadn't gone exactly how I thought, I didn't think I'd be wandering around a hospital for 16 hours waiting for labor to do something. But even with, the little twists and turns that we had, I really did end up getting to have this birth that I had wanted. I was able to do it unmedicated because of my awesome support team, and it was perfect. And I had this healthy, beautiful little boy, and we got our uninterrupted skin-to-skin contact for over an hour after he was born, and it was awesome. Everybody was so respectful of all the things that I wanted and allowed me to have that awesome experience. And that is why I'm so passionate about helping educate moms and let them know, what they can have, so that even if their choices are different than mine are, that they're still empowered and get to make their own choices. Because every mom should leave her birth feeling like, wow, that was amazing. I am awesome. I feel like a superhero, and not feel, traumatized or like they wish things had gone completely differently. So thank you for letting me share that. I love you all, and I hope you have an awesome week.